Good morning, class 11th Commerce. Subject Economics. Chapter number 4, Organization of Data. Lecture number 1. So this is our another chapter of statistics, organization of data. Let's begin with the definition of organization of data. So what do you mean by organization of data? Organization of data refers to the arrangement of figures in such a manner, in such a form that comparison between the data is possible and you can do further analysis. If I am organizing the data so that I can make a comparison between the similar data. Suppose if I am organizing the data of class 11th commerce, fine, I am dividing the marks of English, then economics, then mathematics, accountancy, business. So commerce student studies all these subjects. After looking at the marks of the students in each and every subject, I can draw the conclusion that students are performing good in accountancy but not in business studies or in economics. I can say students are studying well in mathematics, not in English. So comparison is possible because similar kind of data it is there. Similar kind of data means it is the data of only commerce students and all the students who are studying English are studying economics as well as accountancy and business studies. So I can draw the comparison out of the data I have collected. I have organized the data in such a manner that I can draw the conclusions, I can make the comparison and do the further analysis. Fine. So when an investigator collects the data for investigation, these are just raw data. Fine. So whenever the data are raw, they do not offer any conclusion, any meaningful conclusion. This is just like a lump of clay without any specific shape or identity. So data are to be organized before these are presented for final observation or conclusion. An important method of organization of data is to distribute these into different groups, into different classes on the basis of their characteristics, and this process is known as classification of data. On the basis of the specific interest of the student, we divide the sections into commerce, medical, non-medical, arts, humanities. So because of some characteristics, because of their interest, because of the interest of the students, we divide the students into different groups, into different classes, and that distribution or division is known as classification of students, classification of data. So organization का important part होता है classification of data. Fine. Again I am repeating the definition. Organization of data refers to the arrangement of figures in such a manner that comparison is possible. Now what is classification? We have done organization कि हम groups को organize कर रहे हैं in such a manner that we can draw the conclusion, we can make the comparison. What is classification now? See, classification is the process of arranging things in groups or classes according to their resemblance and affinities and give expression to the unity of attributes, that may subsist amongst a diversity of individual. See, this definition says two things: that data are divided into different groups. For example, suppose let's take a hypothetical example that I am dividing the people of a particular area on the basis of education. Educated people one side, uneducated people on the other side. This is what classification means. Second thing which we can derive from this particular definition is that data are grouped or classified on the basis of their similarities. All these similar units, all these similar people are put in the one class, and as the similarity changes, class also changes accordingly. For example, people who has interest in music, they are put in one class. People who are interested in dancing, they are put in another class. So people are grouped together on the basis of similarities. Now suppose the people who are earlier interested in dancing, they develop their taste in music too. So they shift from dancing class to music class. So this way classification also changes, similarity also changes. So classification says we are dividing the people into groups. Fine. And those groups are divided on the basis of some similarities. And all the similar people are put in one class. Okay. So another example, see, there are suppose 20 families in your street. Fine. You have collected data regarding their income, expenditure, education, religion, number of members, etc. But this data will be of like little or no use until and unless you know how many families are educated and how many are not educated. How many families earn an income exceeding rupees 5,000 per month and how many earn rupees 500 or less per month? So, in other words, in order to make the raw data meaningful, there must be classification. These data must be classified on the basis of their different characteristics, such as educated, uneducated, rich families, poor families. So if I've collected the data regarding their religion, education, and their income, there is no use. You divide the data, you classify the population on the basis of educated, uneducated, rich and poor, then that data will be meaningful. Otherwise, आप notes copy pen भरे जाओ, no use of that. Until unless you are drawing a conclusion, raw data is meaningless. Fine. So each division of data is known as class, and the process by which data is divided into different classes on the basis of their similarity or diversity is known as classification. So, classification is the grouping of related facts into different classes. So, classification is the process of arranging things in groups or classes according to their resemblance. Resemblance means how they appear, what common do they have, their similarities, fine, and give expression to the unity of attributes. That means attributes means characteristics. Those who have same characteristics, they are put in the one class. that they may subsist among a diversity of individual. Now, there are certain objectives of classification. Fine. So, what is the principal objective of classification of data? Principal objective is to capture the distinctively present the diverse characteristics of data. Fine. First is simplification. Main objective of classification are to present data in a form that appears to be simple and brief. Whenever you are presenting any data, make sure your data looks simple and brief. It should not be with the exaggeration of facts. You need not to exaggerate anything. Whatever you have collected, whatever you know, whatever you have analyzed, just put those information only. No need to exaggerate the facts. Fine. So it should be simple and brief. Utility. Classification enhances utility of data. Utility of data means using power of that data, as it brings out similarity within the diverse sets of data. There in 10th class you all were studying together. Fine, there were approx 150 or say 200 students. So there was a diversity. There was differentiation of students. But now, on the basis of your interest, you are divided into the groups. Commerce, medical, non-medical. So this is what? Among the diverse population, we have made the groups on the basis of certain characteristics, on the basis of certain interest, on the basis of attributes. Clear? Then we have distinctiveness. Classification renders obvious difference among the data more distinctly. So difference or differentiation can be drawn if you are classifying the data properly in a exact manner. You can compare the data. Comparability is possible. So it makes data comparable and estimative. You can estimate the result out of that particular data. Then fifth point is scientific arrangement. Classification facilitates arrangement of data in a scientific manner which increases their reliability. Reliability means people can trust on your data. Now next is features of good classification. Now see, we have done objectives. We know what is classification. We know we are doing the chapter organization of data. We know the definition of organization. Classification is the part of organization. Now what are the features or the characteristics of good classification? See, first is comprehensive. Comprehensive. Classification of raw data should be so comprehensive that each and every item of data gets into some group or class. No item should be left out. For example, there are 100 students in class 10th. So I will make sure. So if there are 100 students in class 10th, so I'll make sure that every student choose some particular stream in class 11th and no student should be left out. So this is what? This is known as comprehensiveness. Fine. Clarity of data. Classification of raw data into classes should be absolutely clear and simple. That is, there should be no confusion about the placement of any item in the group. This is clarity. Whenever groups are divided, you know, the investigator should be clear in his mind that what is the similarity, why is he arranging the particular data. Okay. Okay, by mistake, this slide has, wait, I am just showing you the previous slide. We have not completed the 3 points yet. Wait for that. Okay, now just see this third point, homogeneity. All the items in a group must be homogeneous or similar to each other. Fine. Now fourth point is suitability. See, composition of the classes must suit the objective of the inquiry. For example, in order to determine the income and expenditure of the students in a school, their classification must be done on the basis of income and expenditure only. You will not classify the students on the basis of weight or height. This will make no sense. Then stability. A particular kind of investigation should be based on some set of classification. Fine. The base should not change with each investigation. Then point number 6, elastic. Classification should be elastic. There should be no scope for manipulation. Fine. And there should be scope for changes in the classification, matching with the changes in the purpose or the objective of the study. For example, if the purpose of investigation changes, so your classification should be that much elastic that you can change the groups or you can change your classification according to the purpose and the objectives of investigation. Suitability, stability, elastic. Suitability, that your investigation purpose should be equal to the set of classification. Now suppose I want to measure the height of class 11th students, but I am collecting the data of marks in commerce. So it is of no use, because my investigation subject is height, but I am collecting the data related to the marks. There is no use of that. So your investigation purpose should be stable. It should match with the study, with the classification of data. So first we did comprehensive, clarity, homogeneity, suitability, stability and elastic. What we did in comprehensive, that classification of data should be so comprehensive that each and every item of data gets into some groups or class. No item should be left out. Clear with this? Okay. So this was just the introduction of the chapter. Fine. Now your homework. See, we have just done the introduction part, definition of organization, classification and objectives and characteristics. So you will read chapter number 4, organization.